Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What Ifs, whatever you want to call me. And I am back. This is the finale of What If Deku Had an Evolution Quirk. As always, if you enjoy, show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. This is coming out a little bit later than normal. I didn't actually get to the video until later in the day, but I hope you guys still enjoy the video. And of course, I'm going to try my best to go basically daily like the good old days. I'm going to try my best, see what I can do. It's just a matter of me getting the videos out to y'all. It's not too difficult to get these videos out. I mean, it's not easy by any means, but it's also not super difficult. But with that said, hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Let's get it. Izuku Midoriya and Mirio Togata are about to be face to face with the one and only Overhaul, but the decision needs to be made. What are they going to do? Are they going to allow Overhaul to leave with the little girl that seems to be crying out for help, or are they going to try and save the little girl right now? And in the brain of Mirio, well, he's thinking that he needs to allow Overhaul to leave so that they can eventually get him, so that they can eventually catch him and then save everybody in a more, let's just say, fashionable manner. But in the mind of Izuku, that's not what he's thinking about at all. Izuku is thinking that he needs to get his hands on Overhaul, stop him for good, and shut down whatever he's trying to do. And before you even knew it, before you know it, Izuku would put Eri behind him and begin to absolutely fight. And he fights Overhaul, and he starts the fight dodging Overhaul's kind of quirk, dodging the touch of Overhaul. And frankly, Izuku's just too damn fast and also too damn strong. It's insane the pace he's putting on Overhaul, and insane that Overhaul can't even just get a leg up at all. Can't even get himself to a point where he can, like, you know, legitimately do something to Izuku. He can literally not do a single thing. And Izuku continues to absolutely beat on this guy. And eventually, though, Overhaul would finally get a grasp on Izuku's arm. And as he does, Izuku would look at his arm as it slightly begins to crack. But then as he looks at his arm, he can feel his whole body about to erupt. But as his body is about to erupt, it stops. The quirk that he's feeling, that he was feeling throughout his entire body, no longer is working. It's as if Overhaul's quirk no longer works on Izuku himself. He doesn't know what happened, but he assumes that it has something to do with the durability that is within him, and also the absolute beatings he has taken just in the past, and also just everything he's dealt with so far. His skin, his body, and his just entire kind of temple is unable to be cracked. And Izuku looks at him, looks at Overhaul, and tells him and asks him, how does it feel to be useless? How does it feel to not be able to utilize the quirk that you tried so hard, so freaking hard to, well, fix? The quirk you tried so freaking hard to hide. The quirk you tried so freaking hard to make the absolute pinnacle of your, well, gang, or the pinnacle of your entire organization. Izuku tells him that this is where things will end, and this is where he will crumble. Izuku begins beating on him, and Overhaul runs out into the streets as cars begin to crash around him. Izuku still beating on this guy over and over and over again, smashing his face into the ground, and everybody's watching in complete shock. What's happening? This is insane. Izuku, he needs to calm down. He needs to stop. What is he doing? If he continues this could be all freaking bad. He needs to calm down. Izuku, though, he's not letting up, not allowing this guy to do a single thing. And eventually, he's a bloody mess. Izuku looks at Overhaul as he's just, his jaw is cracked and fractured into, you know, different places, and he's just laying there. completely unconscious on death's door, but there's somebody that runs over to stop Izuku from going any further, and is Eri. Eri and Mirio run over and tell him that everything's okay now, that everything is fine. But Izuku, well, he's completely out of it at this point. Just the anger that was flowing through him and the just rage that was just centering all around him was just too much for him to really deal with at that moment. But then he realizes what he did. He looks around to see many faces looking at him in complete disarray, and eventually they would have to leave. They would get Overhaul in prison and also hospital and, hospital attention, medical attention, but also would have Overhaul secured, and everything, well, would seem to be fine. But the thing is, it's not fine. It's far from fine, because Izuku would get many different letters from different people, and a lot of people would be kind of complaining about Izuku, saying that his provisional hero license should be taken away, that what he did, that it all should be taken away. And Izuku's thinking to himself, that's something he hasn't evolved in. One thing he has not evolved in is understanding, and also understanding and having the ability to calm down, the ability to stop when you have power like the power he has right now. And that's the reality of it. Izuku knows that he has so much freaking power, and Izuku knows that he has insane amounts of power, and he needed to make sure that he keeps it in check. But that's one way he has not evolved just yet. And he has to heavily deal with these repercussions. Don't get me wrong. There's quite a few people out there that believe that, the leader of the Shiya Hazaikai, Overhaul, got what he freaking deserved. That's what a lot of people are thinking. But there's a lot of other people that believe that, hey, this is not heroic. This is not you being a hero. You can't just drag somebody out into the middle of the street and beat him senseless. Like, that is not you being a true hero. And that's something that many other people are going to look at as massively, bad. And Izuku, well, he goes through a lot of just everything that normally happens. Of course, with your Class 1A versus Class 1B, stuff like that. But with the villains already gone and the villains already dealt with, Izuku has to deal with this idea of him being a possible nuisance and also a possible bad hero to society, and he has to really bear that for the next 3 years of his high school career, or the next 2 years, which he goes into his second and third year holding on to this reputation. For a long time, he would hold this reputation of a hero that is dangerous, a hero that many look at as someone who might not be just up for the task and might not be ready for what's to come. And that's what's really scary for Izuku Midoriya. Izuku feels like he is ready, that he is prepared, that he is able to do everything that everyone else does, but that's not the case, at least in the eyes of many others. Yes, he stopped Overhaul. Yes, he was part of the raid of the Shiya Hazaikai base. Yes, he helped with numerous villain after villain attacks, and he has shown on multiple occasions that he has evolved from that day, that he has evolved from the day that he lost control and beat somebody down so badly that many couldn't look at him the same. But I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of people will still look at him badly. But there's a lot of heroes that begin to back Izuku up. A lot of heroes that begin to kind of basically tell everybody that this guy right here, like Izuku Midoriya, he is a hero. That he is the future. That yes, he made a mistake a long time ago, but guess what? Every single hero can change. Look at Endeavor. Look at almost every single hero you could possibly think of. Every single one of them has changed. And yes, they are holding on and basically grasping onto straws for Izuku, basically showing that, hey, yeah, he might not be prepared, and his chances of being the number one, well, are practically nothing. And that's the case. He believed that nothing would stop him from becoming the number one hero, and he believed that, well, he would just evolve through it all. but he may evolve, he may adapt, and he may change, but it doesn't mean anyone else will change as well. And Izuku Midoriya, as he heads into his older years of, or his young years of really being a hero, and his older years past, well, being in schooling, he begins to realize that this is the case. He works with some of the finest heroes around, but it seems like he can never crack that top echelon of heroes, never crack that basis of being a top hero. And it's all because of that one singular day. And it's confusing, very confusing, because there's other heroes that are honestly just attitude wise and other things like that are far worse than Izuku, but it's because of what happened. It's because of the people that saw it, and it's because that it was right in front of their eyes. People can let go of rumors of mass bullying and rumors of horrible things other people have done, but Izuku has actual record of what happened. Izuku, well, he was shown doing all of the things that he, well, did. Izuku hurt that guy, but even though he was a absolute serial killer, aka serial type of villain, that is still not okay in the eyes of the people. But even though he continues to evolve, continues to get better, and honestly continues to show day in and day out that he is the strongest among all of his classmates, he still is petering, not allowed to reach in and gain that upper hand on eventually becoming the #1 hero. And that is the reality that he sits in, the reality that he has to really deal with, even when it feels like it's so not fair. But eventually he would crack that top bit, he would crack that top 15, top 10 of all heroes. He would eventually reach it. He would eventually get there. And as he does, people would start realizing all of the good things he's done. Aizawa, All Might, and many others would also show and bring to the table everything, every single last thing that this kid has done from the age of 16 to the age of 25. Izuku has done so much, and he has brought so much to the table, and he continues to bring so much to the table. And it may not be easy to swallow, but Izuku has continuously changed and continuously gotten better and better and better. And even though half of Japan is too stubborn to realize it, Aizawa and many others would stand up there and tell them that Izuku Midoriya has the heart of a #1 hero, and that the hero society and this hero scope of popularity, well, maybe it should be in question. And maybe this entire hero kind of society and hero work type of society needs to be changed for the better. Everybody would think that that's insane. Why would you ever say that? And blah, blah, blah. But maybe that's the case. And Izuku, he might be trapped in this endless loop of people not believing that he's the true hero. But all he knows is that he continues to evolve into a greater hero than anyone could possibly even deserve. But with that said, if you enjoyed this video or enjoyed this series, please show some love. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.